I got a new controller for my GameCube and a Wii to a HDMI adapter. It's GameCube time. So as you can see, I have this GameCube controller now. I'm about to open it up, and I do want to preface this that, I do want to apologize for the poor webcam quality because this is an old, I think like 2010 Logitech webcam that I had for like 10 years now, and it's just I mainly sometimes use it for work or for other activities, but this is the actually the first time I'm using it for an unboxing, so please excuse the poor quality of the unboxing. So as you can see, this is my right hand, this is my left. So let's get to opening the box. So let's open it. As you can see, you have something inside here. Let me actually move the keyboard. Yeah. So we're just gonna open this flap and take this little part off. Yeah, I'm treating this with kid hands, and look, I'm dropping stuff. So there we go. It comes in this nice white box. So let's see. Let's open this up. And the same problem again. So there we go. There we go. Okay. If the camera could zoom. So it comes in this white box and a white sleeve. Gloves. Let me change the lighting. Oh, the lighting was actually giving me a headache. So let's see. And oh, okay, certain things dropped. So this is the controller, and it came this manual drop, customer service for it. So this is customer service, Retro Fighters. It's just basic operations and how to pair it with the switch, turn it on and off, put in the next input, you know. Yeah, it's standard manual how to pair it. It says here, insert the dongle in the console. If you want to use it, press the hold button and 4 LED lights. Press the back and it automatically. Okay, power and off. Press L3 plus and then X input to D input. So that's pretty useful. So keep this with you. This is the dongle. Come on. There we go. And I think you can see it, but the webcam can't really see it. I damaged the box, which isn't good. Let's see. And this is I'm guessing, the USB dongle. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. I actually like that it has a USB dongle. I like things with USB dongles. I don't really prefer Bluetooth all too much. I think Bluetooth is kind of stupid. And then we got the receiver for the GameCube and Wii. So let's see if it will actually focus. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, standard GameCube input. Hope it works on the GameCube. So there we go. You have the USB receiver and the GameCube receiver. And you also have USB, which I like. I like how everything is now USB-C. It's very easy to replace. I'm just glad it's not micro USB or another standard. Or some other proprietary standard, which I hate. And this is the controller. Oh my goodness. I feel like, oh, the analog triggers. actually feels nice. I feel like, oh, it just feels right. Actually feels good. Doesn't feel cheap either. It doesn't really feel cheap. Well, I'm wearing gloves again. It doesn't feel cheap. It feels good. Eleanor. Yeah, it's nice and clicky. There's the pairing for the Switch. Nice D-pad. The D-pad actually does feel nice on this. Look at the D-pad. If I can focus. Feels really nice. Press the present. Ooh! They're actual buttons. They're actual buttons. I actually have my Switch Pro controller here. Now I made some repairs to this because I had to. I was experiencing Joy-Con drift, so I wish I actually made a video for that. Yeah, the D-pad, like comparing this D-pad feels a little more clicky. The buttons feel a little more mushy, and of course the start and select feel mushy. They don't feel tactile. Digital square button, digital buttons, shoulder buttons. Over here, actually feels good. The D-pad feels squishy. It's not like super clicky. It's not like I'm clicking a mouse pad or a keyboard. Actually feels nice. It feels good to hold too. Very clicky. I like clicky buttons. And oh my goodness, it feels good. This feels squishy. The Pro Controller feels a little squishy. This controller doesn't. I like the clicky feel. And then the analog, it just goes in. It's a full. It has the little divots like the original GameCube controller. But I also like how it's just. Oh, it feels nice. It feels really nice. It actually feels like a. Not like a super premium controller, but it feels pretty well. Compare the D-pad to my Sega Genesis controller. So this is what I have. It's an aftermarket one. Well, not really aftermarket. It's what you call it? It's a retrobit controller. Really nice buttons. I love this controller. I highly recommend that you get this controller and use it for a bunch of 2D games. It feels nice. It actually does feel like it's a perfect 2D controller. It really does feel nice. And this one, it just feels comfortable to use. I could see myself using this a couple of times. Yeah, it feels really good. But I gotta test it out for myself, like actually test it out. Let me get my GameCube controller. Let me actually get it. This is the Smash Ultimate controller, and it feels premium, believe it or not. It really does have a premium feel, and comparing this, feels nice. Clicky buttons, the C-stick and the D-pad is very mushy, and then the analog triggers. Ooh, you could hear it too. I love it. Only has the start button, but I like the joystick in here. I really love the GameCube controller joystick and the analog triggers. It just feels right in my opinion. It just feels comfortable in the hands. Feels very comfortable. Compare it to this. Yeah, so it's not 1-to-1, but it feels nice. It feels closer to the GameCube controller than I actually expected. It feels like I'm playing, the buttons feel like it belongs in a GameCube controller, like they literally just took part of the controller and put it in here. It literally feels like that. Compare this to the Switch Pro controller. Yeah. Certainly does have a different feel. Definitely more mushy. It's funny that these controllers go for $70, $60 to $70, almost a full game, and I only paid, looking into my receipt, like $30, like a good 30. Not a lot, but it feels like I feel like I can get more enjoyment out of this controller than the Switch Pro controller. That says a lot. That should say something. But obviously, this is it has more features. It has NFC. It's wireless. I mean, they're both wireless, but this is Bluetooth. The Switch Pro controller is Bluetooth. This is wireless radio. Yeah, that's the controller. Now I'm gonna test drive it. See how it goes. What I have here are these two marvelous CRTs, a Sony Trinitron and an IBM monitor. How I got these two radioactive boxes is actually pretty interesting. For the Trinitron, there was an old Jewish man who just threw it out in the front porch. I asked him if I could have the TV, and he actually said this: "Shalom! Why yes, you may have this TV for free! Enjoy! Oy vey!" Okay, it wasn't really like that. The Jewish man, was actually really nice, but he's actually known as the cheapest Jew in the county, and he wears that as a badge of honor. I'm not even joking. He told me himself that he is the cheapest Jew on the county. I wish I was making that up, but I'm not. So, yeah. The IBM monitor itself used to belong to an old Pentium workstation that a close relative had to almost 2 decades. Sadly, I couldn't get the workstation, but I did get the monitor, so that's something. As you can see, though, it's starting to break apart. I had to add tape around it in order to keep it together. Not the best solution, but hey, better than nothing, I suppose. But I love these old boxes. In my opinion, we shouldn't have stopped manufacturing these things. There's a certain charm to them that I can't really put my finger on. Maybe it's the image quality, the perfect darks, the little high pitched noise when you turn them on. I just really can't put my finger on it. Speaking of which, have you guys ever seen those compilations of people destroying CRTs? Well, I've seen enough of them, and let me just say, I fucking hate them. They don't manufacture these wonders of technology except for like really specialized use cases. I believe in aerospace, they still manufacture them. And even then, to replace the boards themselves are fucking expensive, or the aftermarket parts for them is going to make the two worse over time. So it's kind of sad that these CRTs aren't being widely manufactured. I think the closest we are ever going to get to them are the OLED displays, and even then, they don't have the same feel of when you turn them on or when you watch a movie. It's all, I don't know, manufactured, I guess, if you know what I mean. I really don't know how to describe it. Rants aside, now you're going to see footage of me playing with this new controller I just brought. Okay, as you can see, I have my Wii on, and right over here, I got my controller. Got my controller right here, so it's connected. It's right over there. Let me just point it over here. It's connected. The red line is showing. I hope you can see it. Yep, the red line is showing. Red line is over there. It's connected. To give you further proof of that, I'm gonna load in a GameCube game. So, like the Genesis emulator, the home key is the start button on this controller. So So what I will say, it feels a little more slippery than the standard GameCube controller. I don't know how else to describe it. It feels like the dead zone. Maybe I could show you. Like the dead zone of the controller for the joystick, needs to be greater. It feels a little loose, but at the same time, the responses, it's actually pretty responsive. I guess because it's Bluetooth. But it is really responsive. It does feel responsive. I think the game froze. I think the console froze. Hold up. So it does work. I think another game I'm gonna try is Melee. Let me try Melee. Destination. Of course, I always have to. I'm bad with morph. I lost to Peach. I lost to Peach. Can't believe I lost to Peach. I will say the controller sucks, but I suck at the game either way. So it's not really the fault of the game. I'm gonna do it one more match. That's the beauty of Melee. No way. Got lucky. Got lucky. So I could certainly tell you that the controller does feel a little more floaty. It makes the game. I mean, Melee is a floatier game, but it feels as though that the dead zone on the controller needs to be adjusted. If there's a way to adjust it, I would adjust it. It needs to be adjusted. In my opinion, it needs to be adjusted. Because there were inputs where I pressed down and smash and it didn't, it went the other direction. It didn't down smash, it right smash. And then the button delay too, the buttons started to feel a little more mushy than the original GameCube controller. But I'm not a Melee professional. I know some... Let me actually turn down the volume. Why switch to channel 11? Okay, that's... I know some Melee fanatic or an actual Melee player would tell me what's wrong, what's going on with my moves, or I'm just terrible in the game, which, you know, is honestly, I am terrible in Smash, but I know that I press up and it registers sideways. So there's something wrong there. I will say that.
Okay, I'm gonna test out the controller now. I have my webcam in a weird position, but I finally got it to work. I mean, thank goodness, but it was a hassle. I had to use AI. Ooh, AI. Had to use that. So, oh, let's see how it works with Stellar Blade. Finally, after what, about a month? Because I've been on and off with this project for like a good month and a half. So let's see how it works. Also, if you hear a fan in the background, I have a fan running that is pointing towards my mic, and it's so hot where I am right now that it's unbearable. It's almost close to 100 degrees. So unless uh, there's a way to cool myself down further, you're gonna hear a fan hitting my face because it's that hot outside. And no, I'm not gonna turn on the AC. No, I'm not European. No, it's not because I'm poor. It's because the electrical grid of where I live is so out of date, despite being one of the richest cities in the world. If it if I turn on my AC, I might actually blow a fuse, and we might not have power for a couple of days. So I'm not going to risk that for coolness for like about an hour or two. So I'm dealing with the fan right now. So I do apologize. So again, let's test out this game. Let's see how it goes. Oh no, not this area. Nope, wrong. It's this way. Nope, nope, nope. Suck. And I'm playing in hard mode too. And I died because I suck at the game. I suck at this game. But hey, the controller works, so I'm actually glad for that. Just feels... That's actually kind of funny. How she slides down. That's actually kind of funny. Barely made a dent. I died. But I know the controller works, so it works. I keep dying in this game. I need to be a little more comfortable, but let me quit the game. But it works. The controller does work. I just suck at this game. Ooh, I like the sound effects. Definitely no problem with that. Okay. Okay, I missed something. That's on me. That's on me. I didn't jump properly. Works so good. So far, so good. Works pretty well. actually clamming. Oh my god. They were actually clamming. Looks like it works now. Before it wasn't working. Let me make this bigger. So now it works. It's just that before it wasn't working at all. I had to do some Linux hackery. Ooh. And I had to use AI in order for this to work. I had to research it. I was using DuckDuckGo for a little bit. No answers, no answer on this until I found out if I could actually see the real issue. It was the kernel module for the Nintendo Switch, because it's considered, if you plug this in right now, it will be considered a Nintendo Switch controller. I don't know why, but it does. So, because the kernel modules are interfering with this, and then Steam is trying to interface with this, it caused a conflict. So Steam wasn't picking it up. None of the Unreal Engine games were picking it up. Nothing was picking it up. So I had to do some hackery, which is, if I could pull a screenshot here, maybe in post I will say it. It says to block, one of the options it gives me is to blocklist the kernel module. So that way Linux doesn't have to handle this and let Steam take care of everything. The problem is that no other application is gonna really handle this unless you're using Steam. So, which I mean, like depending who you are, that's okay. That's not, but I'm like iffy with it. Like I'm not gonna use the controller for anything else. Like a majority of the games I play is via Steam, and also like some emulation, and even then I use a different controller. Let me see if I can pull it up. I think my monitor went blank for a second. I use the Sega Genesis controller, and it works beautifully. Believe it or not, it has all the buttons and the shoulder buttons too for a Sega Saturn controller. So it works on the Saturn emulation. If you're planning on doing Saturn emulation, this is like a good alternative to a standard Saturn controller. Like if you want to be cheap, this is a good alternative. But mainly, like majority of my games, even Super Nintendo, I use the Sega Genesis controller because it feels more comfortable. I don't like using any other controller. Even the Switch Pro. I have the Switch Pro right here. If you could, if you could see it. I am terrible with camera angles. Yeah. So what I have here is the Switch controller. Now, I like the Switch controller. I think it's a good controller. But at the same time, I just don't like the button interface. I just don't like it. I'm not comfortable with this. I don't feel comfortable with this. So that's why I got this controller. Because it feels more comfortable. It actually does. If I wasn't recording this and, you know, showing my hand in a weird angle, probably I could play Stereo Blade pretty well. But, you know, I suck at video games either way, but this feels more comfortable. Like I know which button is which. So A is always going to be this big green button. B is going to be the little button. X is going to be the little beam button over here, the right button. And Y is the little beam button on the left. So it's very easy. To me, it feels more ergonomical. It feels way better. Also, analog triggers. Nintendo. I don't know why you can't put analog triggers onto your devices, but okay. And it's wireless. And to me, it feels like a good alternative controller. This is a good controller. In my opinion, I think it's worth the investment. I think it's worth getting it to play Smash Brothers. In my opinion, I think it's a good controller. You can use it on Steam. You can use it on your GameCube. It's a universal controller. I think this is a good controller. I think it's worth the investment, and you should get it. It's only what I paid like $20, $30 for this when it was on sale. So wait until sale. If you're hesitant, wait until sale, which it goes often. Get the controller, and you'll have a good time. Now, does it work with every game? No. I don't think it's perfect for everything, but I think it's a good alternative to something that you're more comfortable with. If you're so used to the GameCube, if you play a lot of GameCube games, then yes, this will be a good controller. But if you're not used to the GameCube layout, it's not really a good controller. You won't really like it. If you don't like the GameCube, you're not gonna like this. But to me, I love the GameCube. I love the controller. I mean, let me see if I can get it. This is the GameCube controller that I have. So, it's nice and durable. It's a replacement controller. I got it for Smash Brothers. But it feels good. I love this controller. So, yeah, do I recommend it? Yes, I do. And you should get it. Has my approval. So I'm gonna stop recording. So as you can see, it's actually working. The Wii to HDMI, the picture quality actually doesn't look too bad. Ooh. Oh, that's loud. That's loud. The volume on this thing is low. Let's see. I don't think the Elgato's adding any lag. So the picture quality actually looks pretty good. Not superb, but it's comparable. In my opinion, I don't know. Not good with my eyes. Anyway, I gotta test out a couple of games, so let me test some things out. Okay. I feel like this thing is gonna blow up my speakers. Hold up. Okay, the image looks actually kind of crisp. So I actually kind of changed the resolution a bit to 720p, so it will scale properly. Let me see. It's funny, as a kid, I discovered this trick. Just slam them and they will ricochet back. I always find that funny. Oh, it's the turn. I'm pressing down and it's not registering. There we go.
Okay. Wasn't that hard, it's just that I'm just a bad player. Okay, that's a pose. That is a pose. I remember, like, passing through, I remember there was, like, a glitch. Pass through. I didn't press down in time, oh my god. Totally forgot about this. Just press down. Jump. I'm thinking it like it's Sunset Park Act 2. Not Act 2, Act 3. Okay. Okay. Oh, come on. I'm not pressing any buttons and this thing registers. Okay, there we go. It registers like I'm not pressing any buttons and it's registering. I don't know what's causing it. I know this is not the end of the fight. There's a lot more to it. I remember I used to brute force this as a kid. Yup. There we go. Ooh. I used to love this level. As a kid. Look at that. Look at the ice effects. I don't know, I always love this, this effect that the game does. Konami usually knows how to make really good special effects on their games. Oh, instant kill! I forgot it does instant kill. Man, I'm so rusty. I am really rusty when it comes to this game. Fish! 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 You know that meme? Oh, okay. It's not instant kill like Mega Man. Okay, they do give you some leeway. I forgot what's down here, actually. Oh, this boss. Did it took me a while to defeat this boss? Okay, it's the hands, it's the hands. I'm not pressing any buttons and then this thing registers as a button input. Yeah, I was supposed to let go and it does.
Okay, I got one of the arms, so it should be a lot easier. Good! Please don't put me in the beginning. Okay, thank God. I pressed down. That's a big chunk of my life. Oh my goodness. If I could defeat this with no life at all, that would be amazing. Okay, I defeat one of the arms. All I gotta do is avoid this one. I like. Okay. Okay, there we go. No, that's want it. Okay. Yeah, thank you. I'm switching to controllers. This controller's not working properly. Much better. It feels a lot better. Let me get the banana. Let me get that. Let me get the banana. Yeah, the buttons are registering. Okay, it should be a lot better now. Okay, one of them. Okay, I just gotta... Finally! Finally! Oh! Getting me angry. Yep, died. There we go. There we go. I suck. I suck at this game. Suck at this. Alright, let's try another one.
Teach.
Sexy. Brawl doesn't look too bad actually. Dumb CPU. Oh. Doesn't feel too bad. It actually feels like... I think the emulator was just bad. Okay, the CPU is dying. Is the CPU okay? Am I okay? Why did I attack the CPU when it's on its iframes? What's really wrong with me? Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna make it. Okay, is the CPU okay?
The winner is
守るべき者のために負けられない
3, 2, 1, go!
I don't think the CPU is right in the head. Okay.
The winner is
Okay then, I think the CPU is just dumb. That could be it. So that's the HDMI port. What do I think of it? I think it's a pretty good attachment. If you have a modern TV and it doesn't have component or composite, I mean, I don't know why you would use composite. But if you have a modern TV that only has HDMI, the Wii to HDMI adapter is a pretty good device. I think the image quality is pretty good. Just make sure you go into the settings, like what I'm gonna do right now. Just make sure you go to Wii settings. If it will load, go to screen, TV resolution, and make sure you put ETV, EDTV, or HDTV from standard TV. So make sure you do that. And also widescreen, make sure you put it in 16:9. And then the screen precision, you could just change it however you want. Screen burn, I always have it on. I don't use OLED, but just in case you use OLED, you have that on. And you do some other settings once you get your Wii hooked up and everything else. But do I recommend it? Yeah, I recommend it. I mean, you saw a gameplay of me sucking at video games, but hey, you know, any way to demonstrate the best image, any way to demonstrate the best image quality there is. So, do I recommend it? Yeah, it gets my approval. 10 out of 10. Well, not really 10 out of 10. And that's the end of the video, guys. It's a really long one, but hey, it took me a couple of months to finish. If you like it, subscribe. If not, dislike it, like it, I don't care.
Oh, gather round for a tale so grand about the finest car in all the land. The CVT's got a whiny drone, a metal belt that's sure to groan. Interior plastics start to crack, no going forth, no turning back. The sensors flicker, blink and die, another costly repair to try. The AC compressor starts to fade, a sweaty mess is what you've made. Resale value, don't even ask, it's a money pit, a thankless task.